Hi there, greetings and salutations, and let's get to the most important part first. I know that I'm Jake Flurry, and you certainly know that off the top of your head, but let's get to the most important thing. This program is brought to you each and every week from Hoagies and Hops right here at 42nd and Boulevard, inside Chillywater, adjacent to it, and brought to you by the fine folks at Bailey & Wood, the very best when it comes to your mortgage rates and making sure that you're getting in your home, getting the best rates possible, and with a family-owned business. And you can get the interior done with Chateau Kitchens, which is fabulous. They do incredible work no matter what part of the house it is that you need. The basement, Derek, the kitchen, the bathroom, whatever it might be. Then when you're in the kitchen, you're making dinner, you think to yourself, I could use a cold beverage. The American Dairy Association of Indiana absolutely has you covered. The American Dairy Association. Milk, of course, winners do drink milk, Derek. And so we have a number of sponsors that have been here for us that we always enjoy talking for them and about them each and every week. It is a pleasure.
We have a new one that you did not mention. They're up here in the front. Right there, right in the middle. Indy Alley Cats.
Love the Alley Cats.
Welcome, Indy Alley Cats, to
Love the
Aquarium
Alley
Shoals.
Cats.
They've been a sponsor before in years past.
We have known them. We have obviously seen them play. We have gotten to know their ownership. We've gotten to know some of their players. There we go, right there.
MyAlleyCats.com for tickets and more info. They're the new proud sponsors of Quick Hits. So yeah, we got a full table here. I don't think that we could add any more sponsorship. That's how much sponsorship that we have right now.
Derek,
it's crazy. We need to start putting stickers on ourselves.
Are you a moron?
I was trying to get my mustache sponsored for May.
Yeah, I mean,
Mustache May.
A milk mustache.
Well, Milk's already a sponsor, so I was going to sell it to somebody else. I was going to sell the rights.
Who in the world in the business that we're in says, I don't think we have room for all the sponsors you'd like? I had someone reach out to me last week asking about sponsorship that I got to get in touch with Greg about.
Well, I felt weird because I reached out to somebody about sponsoring the mustache, and they said, so are you selling your body? And I said, well, when you phrase it that way, that's a little weird, right? But yes, there is nothing that is not for sale. For me, I don't know about you. That's how I've treated Schultz Media LLC and my life.
Speaking of bodies, before we get into, and there's a lot to talk about. I mean, the Colts are back in the news. It is the month of May, by the way, here in Indianapolis. Can't necessarily feel that with the temperature just yet, but it is the month of May. We'll get to that. There's Colts news to talk about, and the Pacers have a very big week before us. Derek, I do want to tell you this. I thought of you because this sounds like something that would happen to you. I had an affliction. I had something that happened to me earlier this week, and I thought to myself, maybe I should ask Derek because I'll bet he knows how to handle this because it's something that is foreign to me, but it just felt like the kind of thing that you would have some experience with. So, and I thought about you also on Saturday when I was running the Mini. I thought about the fact that you should run that.
Something foreign to you that you experienced.
Typically, when I hear the word Mini, I instantly think of you. But I thought, no, it's not humility. Okay. Ran the mini marathon, felt great, had literally, and this is bizarre, you never know from one year to the next. You never know. But I don't know if it was the cooler temperatures. I don't know if it was the fact that I drank more water and Pedialyte than I'd ever done leading up to it. But I had literally no soreness, no cramping afterwards, which is unique.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, especially at your age.
Totally. I agree. But I woke up on Sunday morning. I have one chafed nipple.
Ooh.
Like I look like Bo Derek.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
Now, with your singlets back in your wrestling days, did you ever get that?
No, I didn't.
Like one headlights on, basically.
Yeah, no, that never was a problem for me. It just kind of melded to my skin when I wore the singlet. So everywhere.
Well,
it just kind of melded. And now as an adult, I have some, the curls of the chest hair prop up the shirt. So actually, I don't even feel the fabric. I don't even feel the fabric up here because there are little tufts of hair around my areolas and nipples, and that pushes the shirt out. So the fabric doesn't actually touch nip; it just sits on the fluff,
curious.
if you will.
I was just curious. Body Glide and Gold Bond
I don't need any of that.
They're wonderful. They're wonderful. And I had a Band-Aid, but for whatever reason, that was the issue.
Is it still sore?
It's not sore. It's just like it won't retreat.
It won't retreat. Yeah. No, I don't have that because of the chest hair.
Okay.
It's been great. It's been great to have that kind of blocker that's in there.
What we know is this, Derek, over the course of the week. And yes, we're going to get to the fact that it is the month of May in Indianapolis and our American Dairy Association of Indiana winners drink milk. They are getting ready for the greatest tradition of sports, 90th year of milk at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we will do our toast upcoming on the program. Also talk about the fact the Pacers at the end of the week will know whether or not they are going to be drafting within the top 4 or that pick goes out to Los Angeles and goes to the Clippers. But let's begin with the Colts, the big news for the week, Derek, and that is the fact that Anthony Richardson, after 2 weeks of voluntary workouts, said, you know what, I'm here, and showed up at the Colts complex for week number 3 of their voluntary workouts. There's a very plausible explanation from both sides on this from me, but first your thoughts.
My thoughts are I really don't want to still be talking about Anthony Richardson on May 5th. Right? I understand that we have to, and it's the lead topic for the show right now. I still think that the Colts are not ever going to put Anthony Richardson on the field by choice. I refuse to believe that suddenly, it's a kumbaya. Well, we can't trade you, so why don't you come on back and be our backup quarterback? And here's an open competition with Riley Leonard, who we already started in week 17. I don't believe that. I don't believe that as long as Shane Steichen is the coach, Anthony Richardson will ever see the field for the Colts again. If any of you, Derek at QuarionSchultz.com, if any of you can find me an example of any quarterback in NFL history that has been benched twice, because that's what happened, benched twice by his own team, requested a trade, nobody wanted him, and came back to play meaningful snaps for that team again, let me know. I'm all ears.
Okay.
If there is a single example of that in NFL history. I mean, if you're asking me what I think is going to happen from here, Jake, I think they're going to hold on to him for a bit. Maybe, you know what, you can even talk to me, and you wouldn't have been able to do this a week ago. You can even talk me into him participating in the offseason program. But Anthony Richardson will not be on the roster in 2026. If it has to be a cut, it has to be a cut.
Let me rephrase that. In this circumstance, I would not be stunned if he's cut. But what we are overlooking and what we are seemingly forgetting to talk about, even though I'm not forgetting it because I'm about to talk about it right now, is the fact that for any general manager, having a quarterback that you selected within the first 5 picks of the NFL draft and the first franchise quarterback that you have been responsible for selecting out of the draft, and having that player be flat out cut with no return on investment for you before you even get to the second contract is massively egregious and something that most general managers don't survive. Now, that's not me sitting here saying this is the final nail. Chris Ballard can't survive this. We're past that. Okay? That he's gotten up and put the lotion on his nipple from that point, and the chafing is no longer an issue. Whatever, right? Here's the deal with Richardson, and I said this yesterday, so bear with me if it sounds repetitive for you. Anthony Richardson, in hindsight, was given the keys to the car too early. We know this. The keys to the kingdom. He was given the keys to everything too early. Before he had even gotten his driver's permit, they're like, here's the car, go take it for a spin. That was a mistake, and I think they know that was a mistake. But Richardson himself is a car that is unique. Richardson is the sleekest, coolest-looking sports car on the block that everybody in the neighborhood sees every time they pass the house, and they're like, man, that is a sweet Ferrari that's sitting in that guy's driveway. Now, we live in Buffalo, and it snows all the time, so I don't know that they needed a Ferrari, but it's a good-looking car. The reality is this. Eventually, the neighbors, when they pass by that car every single day sitting in the driveway, they say to themselves, I wonder if that thing runs. It's never actually out driving around, but it's awfully good to look at, and it does make me, look at how sleek and fast it looks. Eventually, that guy puts a sign in the window of the car that says, make an offer. And people drive past, and when no one has made an offer, finally the one guy in the neighborhood that's interested says to himself, you know what? I'll make you an offer, but I need to know that this car runs. I've only seen it sitting in the driveway. Does it run? Can I take it for a test spin? That's where the Colts are right now with Anthony Richardson. This is a guy that not only they themselves pulled away from the football field, but he's been injured since then, and there's question whether or not his eye, and I'm not making light of it in any way, shape, or form. It was a terribly tragic and unfortunate accident for Anthony Richardson. But it has, without question, at the time, compromised his vision. Now there's question as to whether or not that vision is back to what it once was. So if you are the person that's been looking at it saying, boy, he's an awfully big guy, he's got an awfully strong arm, he's fast, he can improvise and get some yardage for us when the pocket's collapsing. If you are a team saying that, what you are then saying to yourself is, but I got to make sure it can run. I got to make sure that all of the equipment works, and I got to make sure that when those keys that he was handed too early are turned into the ignition, that it actually fires up. And so therefore, Richardson knows that he's got to show that there's still something there. Thus, he reported for voluntary camp. And the Colts know eventually they're going to have to show, even if it's just video that's released by one of the TV stations of him flinging the ball around at practice, that A, he can still see, and B, he can increase his 50% passing completion percentage, which is abysmal. Yeah. So they're both painted into a corner.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations where the Colts don't want him. Richardson doesn't want the Colts. But the problem is nobody else wants Richardson either. And I think really deep down, Jake, I don't think it's that somebody wouldn't trade a 6th or a 7th for Richardson. I think a team would do that. But all these teams are looking around being like, why would I trade a draft pick? You have to cut him.
Correct.
Why would I trade
Correct.
a draft pick and take on the $10 million or whatever else? So you have to cut him. So I'm just going to wait for you to cut him, and then I'm going to sign him, and then I don't have to give up a draft pick. Plus, I'm going to pay him less money. The whole situation is just it's kind of a mess, but it's weird because and I understand why the Colts maybe have to do this publicly. They have to at least leave the door open that Richardson has a future with the team, right? They have to do that. They have to sell that. But what surprises me, Jake, is how many fans just believe during this process that everything's going to be all right and Richardson's eventually going to come back. And not only is Richardson going to be back and be part of the roster, but he's also going to play meaningful snaps again and play well. Like, I can't think of a Colts player who has gotten the amount of benefit of the doubt that Richardson has. Like, I don't know if folks are just wish casting or what, but nothing that the Colts have done to this point indicate that they have any interest in putting Anthony Richardson on the field. Some people are saying, well, if he didn't have the eye injury, he would have been in there. Would he? Are you sure about that? Because I think Riley Leonard was playing. I do not think that even if Richardson had the eye injury, didn't have the eye injury, the fluke exercise band thing, I don't think he was going to play last year.
Derek, here's where Anthony Richardson, this is what is the uncomfortable reality of this. And I want to make very clear, I'm not saying this as an indictment on Richardson as a person. I don't know Anthony Richardson. I know him as well as many people that are listening to my voice right now. I've been in press conferences where he was there. I've asked him questions. I don't know him. I have no reason to believe he's anything other than a nice young man, right? Having said that, from a football business standpoint, reality is this. And I truly believe this, Derek. And maybe I'm alone on my own island here. I might be Tom Hanks in Castaway, just me and a volleyball. But I'm talking football, and I'm telling you this. Carly Ursay-Gordon has made very clear that one of the things that she prioritizes, perhaps it's the most important thing for her within her franchise, is to make sure that she has a general manager and a coach on the same page. A general manager and a coach on the same page. Working together, cohesiveness. We've seen that with these two. She's seen it before where that didn't take place. Ryan Griggs and Chuck Pagano, very obvious at the end there. Two men, didn't say they didn't get along as men, but they had two different ideologies as about how to run their football team. And it created a divide that just couldn't work. And Jim Irsay knew it and saw it. And then Chris Ballard eventually comes in, and now you have Shane Steichen. So far, these two have been able to work that way. You have to eliminate anything that could create any sort of strife and compromise that relationship. And Anthony Richardson potentially is that. Because it is my belief. I'm not saying this is fact, but it's my belief, accumulating and looking at all of the evidence, that Chris Ballard still feels that there may be some value in seeing what's there with Anthony Richardson. And certainly Anthony Richardson, if there is value, means more to the longevity for Chris Ballard. Shane Steichen, on the other hand, wants nothing to do with him. He's totally over it, and therefore he represents a potential conflict between coach and general manager. Can't have it.
Maybe that's true, and I've heard other people throw out that possibility as well. And I think that there probably is something to that. I'm not saying that you're wrong, Jake, but I just don't know if it matters because the Colts had to cumulatively come together, whether it's Steichen, whether it's Ballard, whether it's 60-40, whether it's 90-10, whatever. they had to come together and decide last year that Daniel Jones was going to be their quarterback.
Right.
The second that they did that, they had to know the ramifications of what that meant. They had to know that there was no, like my old MacBook here has an undo button or an undo function, right? There's no undoing that. The second that they decided, hey, Richardson in year 3 was not worth a look, we're going to take Daniel Jones instead, who had a half of a good season in his 6-year NFL career with the Giants. Once they did that, they were done with Richardson forever at that point. And I agree with you. I think Steichen, if you're arguing, okay, who is more out on Richardson, Steichen or Ballard? I don't think there's any situation where Shane Steichen would put Anthony Richardson on the field in an NFL game. None. I don't think there's a single situation. You could have a nuclear holocaust, and the only quarterbacks that were available were Curtis Painter and Anthony Richardson, and Curtis Painter would play. Right now, Curtis Painter. Like 40-year-old Curtis Painter would play. I'm dead serious. Maybe that's extreme, but you get what I mean. So trying to resolve that, my feeling is the best path for the Colts is to just cut him and get it over with, and let's move on. So they stop being asked about it. We stop talking about it. The team stops being distracted by it. Like, he's never going to be QB1, right? You just gave Jones the extension. You have Leonard as your backup. It's over.
Hard to argue that. And there's
so,
the other problem is this. You cannot try him at other positions based on his athleticism because he has, and again, not his fault here, but his body can't withstand it.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to do that. You also, the other part of this, and it's a business, so the Colts have to do what's best for the Colts. But the other part of this is that Richardson deserves a chance to go elsewhere and get another chance. He's not going to get a chance here. And I'm not arguing that he deserves one. So why not just let him kind of move on as well? It's the best thing for both parties. There's just no reason to be shackled to one another. And just kind of continue to string this along.
I have a question for you, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you go to a barber or just like a stylist?
I have a stylist. Her name's Carly. Very talented.
A lot of barber shops, hair places.
Yeah.
They offer a thing where they're like, oh, and in between cuts, if you want to come in for a neck trim, it's free.
Yeah.
Does Carly offer this?
No.
Yeah, it's apparent.
Well, I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, so that's why. It's getting.
I mean,
what happens is it gets more curly.
Yeah. No.
Well, you can't really see it here.
No. Okay.
Okay. Wait. Hold on. Oh wait. No, I don't want to do that because I'm thinning out up top. Yeah. So like, there's like a little tuft.
Yeah. Okay.
Right here. Yeah. So we probably need to get that little tuft right there.
Wait,
right?
You go to a stylist?
Yeah. Carly.
Okay.
She buzzes me. Actually, there's a mole. So my family has moles. And there's some little black
you
hairs
need to get that checked out.
that are coming out. No, that one's not bad. I get them checked all the time. I do like a full body scan, and they check out each one. I just lay on a table and they kind of pick through and make sure everything's A-okay. My health is a big deal for me, and obviously how I present myself in this, the full package. So I have a stylist. I have a trainer.
Okay.
I have a lot. I'm also in a way I'm my own trainer just because of my knowledge.
Carly, the stylist, does she do that by trade, or is this somebody that that
No, Carly's a professional stylist. Yeah.
Okay.
She is. Yeah. 46th Street. Shout out to Carly.
Okay.
That stretch right before Keystone, right over there. She's in there. Okay. Shine is the Shine Studio. Great spot.
Okay.
Yeah. Who do you go to?
Whatever's open.
Yeah. Great Clips.
Yeah, Great Clips, Sport Clips.
Yeah, Great Clips.
Sport Clips, they do that you get the massage. I like that.
I need a pro.
Derek, when I was in my early to mid-20s, I worked at a place, and the guy was like, no, you got to go to, and I'm not going to say the name of the place, but he's like, they're the best in hair. And I said, I'm telling you, my hair, the thickness of my hair, I mean, this was obviously 30 years ago. The thickness of my hair is such that you can't do anything with it. Like, it can't be styled the way it grows. No, you're going to the wrong people. You need to get rid of these. So I said, all right, I'll make you a deal. So he said, if you grow your hair for 6 months, then we'll go to this place, and it'll be the best, the unbelievable. And I go, okay. It was $145. This was in 1995.
Oh, my God.
So I go in there after 6 months with basically like a Gabe Kaplan afro, and I sit down, and I said, I'm telling you right now, they're going to say, and the girl literally tousled my hair for 30 seconds and then said, this is so thick, there's really no styling you can do with it.
Wow.
So I said, okay. She gave me a haircut. It literally looked like I went to Deke's barbershop.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Deke's is the one that's on 52nd and towards Keystone, right? Is that Deke's place?
Deke's is at 62nd Allisonville.
Okay. What am I thinking of? 52nd and is it Teeks? There's a 52nd when you're going out towards east, towards Keystone on 52nd Street. There's a barber shop in that right.
I know what you're talking about.
That's a neat place. No, when I was growing up in Trumbull, Connecticut, we had a place called Three Barbers, and it was three Italian brothers, Nick, Martino, and Antonio, and they had three chairs or whatever, and they would just tell war stories all day. They had like these blue like button-up, barber things. They had the combs that are in the blue liquid, and they'd give you the hot shave and the whole deal. And they were awesome, but I think two of them passed away the last time that I went back there like 10 years ago, and I loved. I mean,
the layback lather shave is the absolute.
I mean, when you're in like 5th grade and you get the neck shave, it makes you feel like you're distinguished and all that.
They say that when you shave stuff, it grows back faster, and I can tell by the back of your neck. Clearly, you started in 5th grade. Yes.
Just relax, okay? You've got all kinds of stuff that's popping up like right here too. So just relax. Just relax over there. Like you're not clean and smooth as a whistle either, okay?
If you think
you get weird tufts. Everybody gets weird tufts of hair. We're guys. See, this is what's great about the show. Like, as much as people want to hear about Anthony Richardson for the 374th time of the last 6 months, we talk about not just sports, but guy issues and things like that. And I think that's what helps gravitate towards people towards the show.
So people are driving and they're like, well, that's good. I got one guy with a bad nipple and another guy with a hairy neck. This is just the show.
But these are right? issues that face
no wonder why they don't have room for any more sponsors. That's what people are saying to themselves,
Jake,
right?
Like, you can shoot it down if you want, but all men have issues with body hair, with nips, with whatever else. And we talk about those things.
But we have women that listen to the show too, Derek.
We do. We have a very healthy female listenership too.
Yeah, and they don't want to hear about your back hair
or boyfriends, or maybe they're watching for the eye appeal, so they want to hear. How does Derek keep himself looking like this? And we talk about it.
By the way, I discovered recently a remedy for aging and like what are they called under your eyes?
The bags under your eyes, right? I don't know if there's a word for that. But
I came up with a nightly remedy now that has my skin on my face looking absolutely beautiful. It radiates now because of this new remedy that I came up with. It's my own
What is it?
Secret.
What is it?
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay. I buy nose strips, and I sleep with them overnight, and you stick it on.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows what those are.
No. These are different. You stick it on and you sleep with it on. You don't keep it on for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
And it sucks up all the gunk and the nose and stuff. So it looks like I've got like yogurt or something under my, like when I peel it off in the morning. But it's great because it's all the oils and things like that. And
you're saying the gunk from the outside of your nose or from inside your nose?
No, inside the pores. Like I have big pores, like
that's
in there.
Okay.
And sometimes little black hairs grow in there, and then I have to pluck them out.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's just guys being dudes. It's just guys, taking care of yourself and male issues and things like that. We love talking about on the show. You know what today is? May 5th?
National Hoagie Day.
Come on, man. Like, can you play? Vince, can we get that in post? Can you just pretend like you don't know what it's national? Like, you know how to do a show, right? Like a 2-man show. I know you're used to doing your own show now. Let's do that again. Okay. 3, 2, 1. And they have little black hairs in there, and you have to pluck them out. And people like talking about guy issues and things like that. That's what they come for the show. Do you know what today is, Jim?
Election Day.
No, well, yes, it is Election Day, but it's also National Hoagie Day.
Really?
Yeah, National.
That sounds familiar.
And we're at Hoagies and Hops, so what better place to be for National Hoagie Day than for this? We've got a couple of Sandos that are going to come out here in just a little bit.
Do you have some of the peppers over here?
Yeah. So you want me to get to that now, or do you want me to wait till we have the Sandos?
I'm eating one of the peppers right now because I love them.
Well, don't open it yet. Let me plug it first.
Well, it's already plugged. That's why I'm opening it.
No. Let me give it.
I don't want your little hands on that thing.
You know what a plug is? So they have their track packs coming up. So they're Sandos for the month of May, and let me make sure that I have all the details correct because it's
while you're doing that.
Awesome.
I will tell you about the beer that we're having here. Right. This is the Comfortably Numb, the pale ale from Chili Water. What I love about it, I mean, obviously you have the Pink Floyd theme, right, with the wall. But the wall, actually, what's the wall made of? All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Perfect for the track. Perfect track beer right here because you got the bricks on the can. I mean, why not? The comfortably numb. And this is, I mean, perfect because it's a pale ale technically, but it's extremely, extremely smooth.
It is good.
You don't get the hops typically, the needly hops that you get in an IPA. Perfect.
Oh, man, that is good.
It's great.
Fill your track cooler deal with Hoagies and Hops, month of May, all month of May long. And you must, actually, you pick up Saturday for the 23rd before the race, right? So Thursday, you must order by May 21st. You get one 18-inch Hoag, any one that you want. Sauce on the side so it doesn't, soak in or anything like that. You can do that after the fact. 2 bags of Hers chips, whichever flavors that you want. And then the stuffed pepper trio here. So you've got stuffed hot cherry peppers, 5 of them, 5, with sharp prove, prosciutto, marinated in house oil.
Perfect.
And so the peppers soak up all the
Got
oil.
a little kick to it. That is perfect.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's perfect.
So good. Sorry, I got to chew.
You doing okay there?
I got to chew the pepper.
Let me tell you about Hoagies and Hops before we do that, okay? National Hoagie Day. Christina at Hoagies and Hops and Hoagies and Hops in general, we say it every week, but it always bears repeating. So many people that I talk to, they're like, oh, my gosh, I love it in there because she's just the coolest. I'm like, she's absolutely the coolest. And not only is she the coolest in terms of, like, giving back to the neighborhood and having fun events right here on the corner at 42nd and Boulevard, but you're talking about the very best, the best qualities in terms of the meat that's used, the best quality in terms of the bread that's brought in from, out east because she is a native of Philadelphia and the Philadelphia area. The authenticity of Hoagies and Hops, it's authentic in terms of its quality of food, but it's even more authentic in terms of the people that are here. And the marriage of the two cultures is absolutely perfect. Just like the marriage of all of the tastes that go into those peppers.
It's like us.
What's
the
that?
marriage. But I mean, the show, in a way, is a marriage.
Okay.
What, is it not? You don't think so?
By the way, exciting news for you, Derek.
What's that?
Peter Brady's coming to the 500.
You told me that already.
Yeah. We're going to dinner.
Nice.
You want to
You
come?
and Shannon?
Yeah, Shannon's coming.
No, he has no relevance to my life.
Excuse me?
He has no relevance to my life. I understand the cultural significance of the Brady Bunch. I don't know anything about the Brady Bunch outside of the, here's that story.
By the way, just so you know, Einstein, while you're trying to open your milk there, it helps if you undo the top.
Yeah, I can
wrapping.
do it straight twist.
No. No.
All right, let's get that in post because I really did think it was going to twist a little better.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Let's try it one more time.
Yeah. Okay, you still got the, there you go. Okay.
Thank you very much. Let's do our American Dairy Association Indiana Winners Drink Milk. Sorry, this was a good show until like 7 or 8 minutes ago. And we're 7 and 8 minutes into the bad portion of the show. WinnersDrinkMilk.com. Month of May is here.
I need a napkin.
2026 is the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race, and it will mark the 90th year of the milk tradition in Victory Lane. Louis Meyer, 1936, asked for a cold glass of buttermilk, and the rest is history, right? 90 years, can you believe it, of milk in Victory Lane at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
You know why he wanted milk, Derek? Because chocolate milk after a workout. As much vitamin A as 2 cups of spinach. As much protein as 2 hard-boiled eggs. The potassium of a banana. The perfect post-workout drink. And I love this year, once again, at the end of the many, taking the swig of milk. Because
they were just handing them out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like they always do.
And this year we got done early enough to get it.
Winner of the week, I've always kind of looked at the Kentucky Derby as a bit of an undercard for the Indianapolis 500. It's obviously a great American sporting event.
Chocolate milk is so
It
good.
is the second best sporting event in the month of May behind the Indianapolis 500. But how about Golden Tempo? 23-1. And it's not that, we've seen long shots win. We've seen like 60-1, 70-1 horses end up winning the Derby. But the fact that Tempo, he was like, what was he, second to last for most of the race? He charged from 13th. On the final turn, he was in 13th place. Just charged and just shot past all the other horses. I've never seen anything like it. Not that I'm a big horse racing fan,
right? Or
I watch a ton of horse races, but I just thought it was incredible. Sherry DeVoe became the first female trainer in history to capture a Kentucky Derby. A really cool story. In fact, his sire, all these horses are the offshoots of other great horses. Curlin finished third at the Derby in 07 and won the Preakness last year. And he stood for his stood fee was $225K.
Now, wait a minute. Curlin finished third when?
2007, his pop.
And then you said finished when?
And then won the Preakness that same year.
Oh, I thought you said last year.
No.
There's no way, yeah.
Yeah. No, he's been, ever since 2007, he's been stood. But he retired.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would
because he
imagine.
just, eventually just like, I'm good, man. No mas.
You know,
I just,
every horse in the field but one this
Can't do
year
this anymore.
has descendants to Secretariat. And last year, every horse in the Derby was a descendant of Secretariat.
Pretty cool. You got $225K to throw around? I mean, you have no guarantee that the horse they're going to sire is going to be like a great racehorse.
Can you imagine being the owner of Great White and literally 50 feet from post, he gets spooked and gets scratched?
What's that?
Did you watch the Derby?
Oh, yeah, I saw the race itself.
You don't know what I'm talking about with Great White?
No. I know Golden Tempo won. I always tune in like right for the start. I don't watch anything else. I don't even watch the My Old Kentucky Home.
You saw My Old Kentucky Home?
No, I missed that. Yeah, I don't care. I don't. Kentucky's fine, but it has no relevance.
I'm not speaking a foreign language here. As the horses were going to post, do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. Great White.
I missed that part.
Great White, which is a horse named because it looks like a shark, right? Great White got spooked. Do you know what that means? I mean, of all people, you should know what that means, right? You're afraid of your shadow, yeah. Great White got spooked and stood upright, kind of like the Bronco statue at the Denver airport that's haunted. Lost his balance, fell backwards. The jockey fell off. So the vets came out and looked at the horse, and even though they determined that there was no visible damage, they couldn't take the chance, so they scratched the horse. So he was 50 feet away from starting the Kentucky Derby and got pulled.
It's like when Connor Daly had his engine blow up.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah, sure. Very similar. Yeah.
You disagree? I thought that was a great analogy.
Well, I mean, the horse didn't blow up. Kind of did. The jockey.
I do hope that did they find out the horse was okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Because there are two other races that nobody really cares about.
The jockey might have sprained his ankle.
Yeah.
Falling off.
Don't you feel weird if you're like the Belmont Stakes? Like at least the Preakness, you've got a chance that somebody wins the first two, so then you become like everybody's watching. But the Belmont Stakes, like, do you remember? Like, name a Belmont Stakes winner that was not a Triple Crown winner.
Right.
Right?
Fair,
Can you
fair.
do it? I mean, I can't do it.
That was not a Derby winner as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, very. It's tough to be kind of the middle child of the horse racing Triple Crown.
And I'm weird about this, and Derek knows it. I can't tell you the number of times that I've watched the 1973 Preakness. It's one of the most unbelievable feats in sport. And I know people could say, well, he's not an athlete, whatever, fine. Secretariat's performance in the 73, no, it's the Belmont. The Belmont's the last one. The Preakness is the first. 73 Belmont, unbelievable.
Preakness is the last one, isn't it?
No, Belmont is.
Okay, maybe the Preakness is the one.
So the 73 Belmont, when Secretariat finished the Triple Crown, is
Sorry,
unbelievable.
I don't know why I had that wrong then.
I understood, but I'm just saying the Belmont's last.
Which is the one that's in Baltimore?
Preakness.
Okay.
Belmont's in New York, right?
Yeah. Okay. Good. We have it right. See, look at us, horse racing experts. We come back on the show. Big week for the Pacers as their NBA lottery fate is decided, and the NBA's East really shaken up right now as far as the playoffs are concerned. We'll talk all about it next when the Query and Schultz returns here on ISC Sports Network.
Hey, AC!
Nice snap.
Mortgage is a snap! Duh!
Bailey and Wood, a lending hand for Wish TV Sports.
Seth Goodeman lays out and makes an amazing catch.
Everyone out of the fans on your feet, make some noise. Wave your flags in the air.
And again, the alley cat. cap with the defensive stand.
Big throw into space. Bigger bid from Nick Betch. My goodness.
Huge.
At an Indiana dairy farm, long workdays stretch into more labor after sunset. A newborn calf needs watching. Barn needs cleaning. Tractor needs some handiwork for tomorrow's tasks. Just like in your own home, the day's chores are never done until the family beds down for the night. Dairy farmers and their families share the same dream with all of us, that what we all do is worthwhile. Bringing to market pure, safe, and healthy dairy foods is what they do. From Indiana's dairy families to ours every single day. Learn more at winnersdrinkmilk.com.
Hey, AC.
Nice snap.
Mortgage is a snap. Duh.
Bailey and Wood, a lending hand for Wish TV Sports.
Welcome back, Corey Schultz. ISC Sports Network. We're at Hoagies and Hops, Chili Water Brewing, 42nd Boulevard, southwestern edge of Midtown in Indianapolis. Want to thank our presenting sponsors, Bailey and Wood Financial Group, 855-350-HOME, BAWFG.com for Mike Wood and his Bailey and Wood Financial Group team. Whether you're looking to refi, whether you're looking to get your pre-approval for your home mortgage, spring is home buying season, you can do so with our friends at Bailey and Wood Financial Group, the absolute best in the business. Almost 20 Indiana branch locations, so you can walk into a business and talk to one of the members of their terrific team from all over the place, donut counties, Indianapolis proper, all the way down to the south side where they got things started, or just go online, BAWFG.com. And like I said, 5-star customer service. They're the best at what they do.
They are the very best. And it, like I said, will not be long. Blink your eyes twice, and all of a sudden we'll be at their golf outing. Raising money for places, doing the helicopter ball drop.
Those little sausage biscuit sandwiches, things
the
that they
best.
have. Oh, my God, so good. The Pacers get their NBA draft lottery odds decided this week. It feels like the number one question that I get. What is the NBA draft lottery? It's halftime on one of the games,
Mother's
isn't
Day.
it, usually?
3:30 on Mother's Day.
Yeah. 14.5% odds at the top pick. 52.1% odds of keeping their pick, as I think most people know, the Zubats trade with the Clippers.
I'll do a tankathon right here, Derek. Go ahead.
If it falls 5 or lower, 5 to 9, the Pacers would lose the pick to Los Angeles. I think a lot rides on this. I mean, I don't think it is hyperbole to say that it's one of the biggest days in modern Pacers history. I really feel that way, because you look at last season in a much different prism if the ping pong balls don't bounce the Pacers' way.
See, I disagree on this. I understand what you're saying, and it is impossible to not begin dreaming about what would happen if they get one of those top 4 picks, because it would appear as though this is a draft that is so loaded. But I look at the East right now. New York's going to win the East. They got a Brontosaurus at center that spends half his time on the floor. I love Jalen Brunson, and they have really good auxiliary pieces, don't get me wrong, right? But having said all that, there's nobody – I look at the East right now, and I say to myself, if Indiana was healthy, they're winning the East. And then you add Zubats to replace – and it's going to take some time. I mean, Turner is a different player than Zubats. They're going to have to adjust the style of play. They're going to have to get used to Zubats and Siakam down in the low block and sharing space together and et cetera. But that's what next year is for. And then you have the year after that, because Siakam would be in his last year at that point. If they get a draft pick, and listen, Kevin Pritchard essentially said when they made the trade, like, hey, we needed to get this center. Now we need a little luck, meaning if we can hold on to that draft pick. It would be absolutely huge if they get that pick. But they're not in desperate need of a starter. They're in need of some bench scoring, perhaps, and some wing defense. It would be massive, Derek, if they get that player. But I don't think that the Pacers' next 2 years is make or break on getting that player. Now, if they get one, it'd be huge. And it's hard not to fall in love with the possibility of what happens if they get it. But I think they're in just fine shape even without it, is what I'm getting at. Now, I'm going to do right now one ping pong ball simulation. You see right here, it's listed the Pacers as number 2, right? Here we go. Ball. Ding, 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 ding. 5th.
Yeah.
So I do one more just to be safe?
Yeah, do one more just to flush that out of the system.
3rd.
Okay. here's why I say that, Jake. If you're Kevin Pritchard or Chad Buchanan, you had to be at peace with potentially losing the pick. You wouldn't have offered it if you weren't at peace with it. So I understand that the Pacers have accepted the risk. But the whole deal for this season was, hey, everything's okay because all this losing is going to mean something. Well, it means a lot less if you have nothing to show for it.
Fair, that's fair.
You know what I mean? That's why the season goes from being a disappointment to being a failure because you didn't get anything for it. You didn't get anything for the
Derek,
suffering.
what you did get was you were at least able to itemize who and what you have.
But I think in a way you already knew what you had with Siakam and Nembhard and Neesmith and all these other guys.
I mean Jarris Walker, Ben Shepherd, Micah Potter, Ethan Thompson. You were able to find out of those guys which ones are go guys and which ones are,
I guess,
imposters.
I'll say this. If you look at that trade with Zubats, I mean, Zubats, if the Pacers win the title with him, then who cares, right? But he's the guy that's never even been an all-star. And suddenly you gave up the number 5 pick, Ben Mathurin, and another number 1 for him. That's a drastic overpay. I mean, that's a drastic overpay. I understand why the Pacers did it, and I understand why the Pacers risked it, but there's a chance that you risked massively overpaying for him.
I understood, but again, Isaiah Jackson was coming off an injury where I think he had a pretty good idea what he is, right? Mathurin, I like Ben Mathurin, and he's a scorer. But I just don't know that Mathurin makes your team better.
And you were going to lose him anyway.
And then the pick, again, the pick would be absolutely unbelievable, but they don't need it right now. Now, the pick helps you beyond 2 years from now. No question. And the pick helps you in the next 2 years. But it's not – I don't think that this group, it is vital that they have that additional piece brought in. Getting a center was vital, and they got that taken care of. The auxiliary piece of a 5th to 7th man that can score and guard on the wing would be huge if you get it, but I don't think it debilitates you if you don't.
I mean, I still think the pace is going to be good even without the
Correct.
pick. But yeah,
they're going to be very good.
You'd rather have it than not have it. You care about the NBA play? Are you watching?
I did watch. Really? I thought there were a couple of teams that I was really impressed by. Philadelphia going and winning in a Game 7 in Boston was impressive, although no Tatum, obviously. Orlando, that was the classic example of a team all of a sudden tasting their own blood, and then it was over. And give credit to Detroit. I didn't think Detroit looked – that was more about Orlando losing that series than Detroit winning it, but Cade Cunningham's a pretty special talent, and he's got a killer mentality. And I thought Paolo Banchero did as well, but Orlando just went cold, and then in Game 7, the moment was too big for him.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like
the East
Orlando.
is terrible, and whoever wins the West is going to win in 5 games or fewer.
Orlando in Game 6, what did they score? 18 points in the half?
Yeah, it was.
I've never seen anything like that. I've also never seen anything like what the Knicks did to the Hawks in that Game 6. Oh my God! I tuned in; it was 72-22.
The Knicks' defense was stifling.
Yeah, but I mean, 72-22 is just insane. That's like the UConn women playing,
right?
Tulsa or something. I'm interested in this Minnesota story. Has been crazy. Like Minnesota has no business when they won Game 1 against San Antonio. I still think it's ultimately going to be Thunder and Spurs. Basically, the West Finals would be the championship. It would be cool, and I know people are going to roll their eyes in this. It would be cool to see the Knicks go to the finals. For me, maybe not for anybody else. It'd be cool for me. I still, as much as I am detached from the Knicks of my childhood, I still hear the Madison Square Garden organ and have a visceral reaction to it.
Get it.
Because it's what I was used to. And James, for whatever reason, has gotten really into the Knicks this year, and I don't know why, because I haven't pushed him to do that. But
he doesn't like the Pacers?
No, he still likes the Pacers, but they've been out of sight, out of mind. He needs somebody else to watch. He's such a sports nut that he didn't care. And the Suns made the playoffs, and he was happy about that. He really likes Jalen Green. But they were no match for the Thunder, so he dropped them pretty quick. And he likes Wemby, so he's he's a Wemby guy too.
So your kid's a fair weather chameleon. That's cool.
Big time. Except for the Yankees. He loves the Yankees. He loves the Yankees, Purdue basketball, and IU football.
I saw that John Sterling passed.
Yeah.
Is that the Yankees win? That's it. Did he do the Braves at one time?
I don't know what his background was before
How
coming to
long
the Yankees.
he did do the Braves?
Rick saying
How long
yes.
did he do the Yankees?
Oh God, 30 years.
Did he?
He did their last 5 championships, so through the 90s.
I kind of, in his later years, did his style. I don't know this, Derek, so I'm asking legitimately. Did his style become almost like a caricature?
Yeah. Yes. He was beloved just like Bob Lamey or anybody else, but he was very, very over the top. It was very cheeseball. He had like a saying, "That's a Judgian blast. All rise for the judge." Like, like he would always go into all of that. But he had a home run call. "It is high, it is far, it is gone." That, is kind of iconic in Yankees circles. He did through the 24 season until I think they kind of nudged him and said, "Hey, like," he was 83 years old.
Who was he replaced by?
The guy from the Mariners.
Okay.
Who I don't particularly like either. I'm a real stickler with it's completely subjective, right? Which broadcasters that you like. But I am much more. I like the Mark Boyle type more than I like the Bob Lamey type.
So I've been listening to. I've really been following this year, as you know, the Blue Jays, right?
Yeah.
And
Dan Shulman is the absolute best. I love him.
His son does the radio. But his son occasionally does television, and when his son occasionally does television, they have a guy that does their play-by-play that also does the Raptors. He does a very good job. And I can't say anything because they're a Canadian team. I get it. Here's my only thing.
Does he have the accent?
And that's 2 oats. 2 oats.
Oh, oats. Okay.
Yeah, 2 oats, and here's the ball, low and away. Everything, there's the pitch, a little bit outside.
Yeah.
Very Canadian accent, yeah. But, they're a Canadian team.
I mean, you have that, the regional dialects and things like that, too. Like Jerry Remy and the Red Sox, like, that one's leaving the yad. You get that everywhere. I kind of like that kind of element of it. But, yeah, to each their own. Pick whatever broadcaster that you like, but I'm just very picky. It was very weird hearing Robbie Hummel on an NBA playoff game last night, but good for Robbie Hummel.
Oh, yeah.
He's had a tremendous career.
Yeah,
he's really, really good. We come back on the show, quick hits with our new sponsor, Indy Alley Cats, which includes Fernando Mendoza, The Fever, and the Derby TV ratings, which were through the roof. We'll come back with that next as Corey Schultz presented by the Bailey & Wood Financial Group here on the ISC Sports Network with my good pal, Jay Query.
At an Indiana dairy farm, long workdays stretch into more labor after sunset. A newborn calf needs watching. Barn needs cleaning. Tractor needs some handiwork for tomorrow's tasks. Just like in your own home, the day's chores are never done until the family beds down for the night. Dairy farmers and their families share the same dream with all of us, that what we all do is worthwhile. Bringing to market pure, safe, and healthy dairy foods is what they do. From Indiana's dairy families to ours every single day. Learn more at winnersdrinkmilk.com.
Seth Goodeman lays out and makes an amazing catch.
Come on, Alley Cat fans, on your feet, make some noise. Wave your flags in the air.
And again, the Alley Cats with the defensive stand.
Big throw into space. Bigger bid from Nick Betch. My goodness. Huge.
At Bailey.
Welcome back, Corey Schultz, presented by Bailey & Wood Financial Group. Jake, I got out of sequence here on the show, maybe because we were talking about mole hair. But I forgot Hoagies and Hops. Hoagie and Hero of the Week. We did the Beer of the Week already, which is our Comfortably Numb. It's the pale ale from Chili Water. Right here at 42nd and Boulevard. Our Hoagie of the Week. And you can get this anytime. It's not necessarily on the featured menu. But because it's National Hoagie Day, and these are only $5 today, you get a turkey hogue, ham hogue, $5 for National Hoagie Day here on May 5th. This is just a regular, run-of-the-mill turkey hogue, customized. So we got LT, we got chopped turkey, we got a little Munster, which is really underrated sandwich cheese, 9-grain beer mustard, and a little Peppadew Pep. I always love adding Peppadew Pep. Delicious on these Sandos.
It is perfect. The Peppadew gives you that little bit of sweetness to it. which
Definitely.
is great.
You're going to disagree with me on my Hero of the Week pick. I think you don't like this guy. I might be wrong. I may be confusing your James Harden takes with this guy.
Give me hints and see if I can tell you who it is.
Surefire NBA, surefire basketball Hall of Famer who will probably never really win anything of significance from a team standpoint, but has been the best player on said team essentially his entire career. He's only played for one team. I'll give him credit there. He's only played for one team, unlike Harden or some of these other guys.
And his team is still in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
I got nothing against Joel Embiid. I think he's an unbelievable.
I was like, does he feel this at like the Harden? Because I know you don't like Harden.
I don't dislike Harden I don't know anything about James Harden. I just think he's very overrated. I don't think he's a wonderful talent, but I think he makes no one better.
I mean, Embiid is a guy who I don't think will ever be labeled as or remembered as a winner, barring something drastically changing. But he was a winner in the first round series over the Celtics. He averaged 28 per game, had 34 in the clincher. Sixers were 3-1 in the games he played. Look, it's not a team that's going to win the title, barring something unforeseen. But they've never even gotten to the East Finals. And this is a shot for them to do that. I understand they got run off the floor by the Knicks last night by 40 points, but every game is its own entity. I don't think any of that really matters going into game two.
The only problem with Embiid at this point is you kind of get every other game.
Yeah.
But he is
closer to you.
He is a nearly unstoppable player.
We need to be able to hear you. Embiid, Maxey, George,
Maxey went off, by the way.
It's a really good core. I mean, you could talk yourself into that sort of team getting hot, especially in the East where nobody's really a standout. But I don't know. I mean, Embiid is a guy that was an MVP, all-NBA guy basically every single year. When he's been healthy, he's been dominant. Just a really good player. There are a bunch of these guys, Jake, that when their career is over, you'll look back and be like, man, they scored a ton of points, or they had a ton of rebounds, or they had a ton of blocks, or they had a ton of all-NBA teams, and they had a ton of all-star games, a ton of MVP votings, and they never won a championship or even really sniffed a championship. And Embiid, I think, is going to be one of those guys.
Again, when he's healthy, I mean, his body. The problem with his body being so big is it's difficult maintenance, no question.
Yeah.
But even when he's 70% healthy, he is nearly unstoppable. Maxey was really good in that series. I mean, you're right; they have good players. Late in that game, I thought Maxey kind of took over against Boston.
He did, yeah, and it helped that Boston was just hucking.
By the way,
every three.
I saw when the game was over, the television announcer said, "And the process moves on." And I'm like, "Aren't we past the process?"
Yeah, I don't think we're calling it
Wasn't that like 15 years ago?
Embiid's the only one left from the process.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I'm like, come on.
They don't have anybody left, I don't think, from that group. Quick hits. Thanks again to Hoagies and Hops. Hoagiesandhops.com, by the way, the track packs, catering, sandwich trays, always delicious. Hoagiesandhops.com. Quick hit sponsored by Indy Alley Cats. They are an ultimate team, one of the fastest growing sports worldwide, combining multiple elements of basketball and tennis with the athleticism of soccer and the excitement of throwing and catching a frisbee played on a football field. Alley Cats will bring you a family-friendly atmosphere, super low cost with all the game day elements that you expect from a pro sport. Games are super fun to watch, simple to understand. Played downtown at Coons Stadium. Home games on May 9th. They're back May 15th, May 29th. So you got a couple of dates here in May. And you can watch all the games right here on the ISC Sports Network, ISCSportsNetwork.com. 16th and Riverside is where the stadium is.
Athleticism, Derek.
Go to myalleycats.com for tickets and for more info. We appreciate them as always. Their continued support of the show. I remember we had the Alley Cats as a sponsor like 21 when they came back out of COVID. They've always been great. Fernando Mendoza likely to miss IU's White House visit for Raiders practice. The rookie quarterback told reporters over the weekend he'll likely turn down the invitation, which I know is always a hot button. Are they going to go to the White House? They're not going to go to the White House. What's that mean? Mendoza's saying he doesn't want to miss practice. Quote, if it is the first day of OTAs, like I said, I'm on the bottom of the totem pole here. I got to prove myself. I can't miss practice.
I don't believe it is, by the way. I think somebody clarified that it would not conflict. I don't know whether that's true or not. But he's now a professional. I mean, the bottom line is when you when you graduate from college, or in this case, graduate school, whatever it might be, and you go into the real world, I mean, your college's job is to prepare you for the real world. And he is now with a professional team, and he has new obligations. That said, and I know that this is a hot-button issue to your point, Derek, I understand. I totally understand, and I respect that for some people, regardless of who was in the White House, the politics of who was in the White House can make –
It's become controversial, right?
It has, but at the same time, I do believe only so many people get the opportunity to go into the White House and to carry on the tradition of a championship team meeting the President of the United States, regardless of what they think of that president's the politics of that leader. The establishment of the tradition itself is one that I respect anybody that wants to take advantage of that.
When did it start? Did it start with the Bush White House? Nobody did that for Clinton, right? Did everybody just go for? I remember the Bruins goalie not going, but that was Obama.
Oh, you mean in terms of like skipping
like players.
Yeah, I don't know.
But actively saying I'm not going because I don't want to. Okay.
Probably in the social media era.
Yeah, I mean 21st
everything's
century,
polarized.
right? Where everything's just gone to hell. Fever maybe without starting forward Monique Billings to open the season. She's one of their free agency prizes of the offseason. Projected starting forward. She may not play in the opener on Saturday because of an injured ankle. That injury happened in the preseason finale against Nigeria, and she missed practice on Monday. 30-year-old has played over 200 WNBA games. Good news is that Lexi Hull, who's been nursing a hamstring, Vince's Lexi Hull. I should have phrased it like that. That almost like makes it sound. Vince is a big Lexi Hull fan. Lexi Hull's had a hamstring injury, did not play in the preseason, now hoping to play. So that's good news for the Fever, and even better news for Vince. And then most watched Kentucky Derby ever, Jake.
Really?
NBC Sports presentation of Saturday's Run for the Roses set a record 19.6 million viewers on NBC and Peacock, topping by 11% last year's Derby audience, which was the event's largest in 36 years. According to preliminary data from Nielsen and digital data from Adobe Analytics, viewership peaked at almost 25 million viewers from 7 to 7:15. That's when I was watching.
That's my only complaint. Every year it's like they post at 6:58
and it's
like
done.
10 after 7.
Yeah.
You're like, come on. It just
And it's
takes
over.
forever.
Just like that. Good night. We come back on the show. Speaking of good night, we'll tie a bow on this thing. Chateau Kitchen's Buy It or Bull Bleep, and we'll send you on your way. Episode 285, Aquarian Schultz, presented by Bailey Wood Financial Group here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey, AC.
Nice snap.
Mortgages and a snap. Duh.
Bailey and Wood, a lending hand for Wish TV Sports.
At an Indiana dairy farm, long workdays stretch into more labor after sunset. A newborn calf needs watching. Barn needs cleaning. Tractor needs some handiwork for tomorrow's tasks. Just like in your own home, the day's chores are never done until the family beds down for the night. Dairy farmers and their families share the same dream with all of us, that what we all do is worthwhile. Bringing to market pure, safe, and healthy dairy foods is what they do, from Indiana's dairy families to ours every single day. Learn more at winnersdrinkmilk.com.
Hey, AC.
Nice snap.
Mortgages and a snap. Duh.
Bailey and Wood, a lending hand for Wish TV Sports.
Welcome back, Final Time. Brian Schultz, ISC Sports Network. Appreciate you being here, as you are each and every week. It's our favorite time of the year to be on the show, too, month of May. And hard to believe 2 weeks from now, Jake, we'll be at the Rookie Luncheon. American Dairy Association in Indiana. It'll be race week.
Love it.
Got the Grand Prix coming up this weekend. It'll be awesome.
One of the great traditions. We host the Rookie Luncheon, and Derek is a nervous wreck.
That's you, brother. That's you, not me. I love it. I'm among my people. This will be fully grown. I'm thinking about taking everything down and just having race week be just stash. Even though I kind of like this look. Ashley hates it. Do you like this look? I'm looking in the monitor here because I have the monitor here and I'm just kind of admiring. Do you like this
I'm
look?
used to being embarrassed by you. I'm more embarrassed by the goatee on your neck.
Can I, this is a weird question, but just try to be mature about it. If, like, the back of your hand, can I rub it on you?
What?
The mustache. Can I?
Zero.
I just
What
want
are
you
you,
to
a
feel.
cat?
I've been using no, but
marking me? No.
I'm not marking you.
No.
I've been using. See, I knew that I shouldn't have asked you this at all because I
Can
knew
I
you're going to
rub
be
my
weird about it.
mustache on you? I can't believe you're being weird by me
I
asking.
knew you would be
What?
weird about it. Just to feel the softness
No,
of the mustache hair.
No.
Because
Zero.
I've used this new. I have a cream, and then I have a rinse. I have like I have a cream rinse, and I use it in the shower, and it's as soft as it has ever been. What if like the back of your arm? If I just lift it up, here, okay.
No.
Just can you just feel it with like a knuckle?
Get away from me.
Okay, just forget it.
You guys can trust me at home that it's soft. Like 6 times.
That's very, very soft. Chateau Kitchens will make your home very, very nice. Anything on the interior of your home, in-home transformations, that's what Chateau Kitchens is in the business of doing. At Chateau Kitchens on Instagram and Facebook for before and after pictures. You don't even have to take my word for it, even though you guys have seen my house. They did a kitchen, they did a basement, they did a bathroom for me. They can do the same for you. To start your latest project, go to chateaukitchens.com. And go ahead and get that done. Jake, statement number 1. I guess this is ruined because you already said it. The New York Knicks will make the NBA Finals. Buy it or Bobley?
They're in.
I mean, I don't know about a guarantee, but with where they sit today, because I don't think anybody's taking Detroit seriously.
I totally agree.
Cleveland's okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Cleveland's pretty good. I don't know if Cleveland is even as good as Philly.
You know what's interesting is now that Tom Thibodeau's gone, this is the best New York defensively has looked in quite some time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mitchell Robinson is, Jalen Brunson still doesn't really guard anybody, but Mitchell Robinson is terrific defensively. The guy really that has set everything off for them, Jake, is OG. He's been so good in the playoffs. He's shooting like 60% from 3. Just an unbelievable. Even though I know people in Indiana were high on OG Anunoby, like having a pro career, I don't think people knew he'd be this good. Like he is a really good NBA player. And Mikal Bridges and Cat, and it's a nice team, and their bench is good. Remember a couple of years ago when they matched up with the Pacers, their bench was a disaster. But now you got Deuce McBride, you've got Alvarado. I mean, they have a good bench, and that's that makes a difference too. So yeah, I do think that the Knicks are going to go to the finals. I don't think it's some like fait accompli though. Whereas I do think it's a fait accompli that it's Spurs and Thunder that end up marching on. The NL Central is the best division in baseball. Buy it or Bobley?
Yeah, it's hard to argue
kind of
that.
early on that.
It is, but you know what? I think I'm going to show bias because I follow it here now all of a sudden, and I know that I'm new to the party here. But the AL East is pretty good because the Yankees are good. Baltimore's kind of hanging around. Tampa is decent.
Yeah, Tampa's good.
And Toronto is devastated by injury and has still managed to kind of hang and cling within 500. And once they get basically their entire roster back, they'll be decent.
You know who is going to be good? They're not good right now. They will be good by the end of the season is Boston. Boston's pitching staff with Connor Early and Tolley and some of these young guns that they have, and they're not going to be like this. They're eventually going to hit. They have too many, Roman Anthony. They've got too many guys to not hit eventually. Like, Boston's going to be fine. This is what they do in April. And then, the Yankees will go like this, and Boston will go like this, and the Rays will stay up here because they're the Rays, right? They always do. But, yeah, I mean, pound for pound, because Pittsburgh is not only competent, they're pretty good. And Pittsburgh's actually scoring runs.
They are.
The thing for the Pirates is that they've had no offense for, like, 15 years. I do think that pound for pound, it's the best division. The Reds, I think, is smoke and mirrors. Reds are like 8-0 in one-run games, even though they've kind of started to do this a little bit here. Sorry.
They have.
Sorry to be mean to the Reds.
They have. Is it my turn?
Bite or Bobley, the winner of the Grand Prix will be the winner of the 500 as well. How many times has that happened? 3?
Oh,
Pagano did it, right?
Power did it. Pagano did it. I'm trying to think if anybody else did.
Pelot didn't win the Grand Prix last year, didn't he? He has won the Grand Prix, but he didn't win last year's, right? Is that right? Oh, he did win the Grand Prix. Okay, so he swept the month. Yeah. So that Pelot's another one. Why did I think he won?
If your last name begins with the letter P, then you're in good shape.
Yeah.
Pelot, Pagano, and Power, right?
That's right.
No, I'll make it interesting and say this year that is Bull Schultz. Different winners. 2 different winners in the month of May.
I do like that event has become established enough where I'm like, I know that it's Grand Prix weekend this weekend.
That's fair.
And I think that's all Sorry, last bite of Sando. That's all Doug Bowles and company were hoping for. Because a lot of the old heads hated the fact that they got rid of opening day, right? But you saw what opening day was the last years of opening
people
day.
coming in, right?
Yeah,
That's
it was
what
like
you need.
10,000 people in the entire track. And I do think Grand Prix become a great, like, locals, bring your kids, sit on the mounds, just walk around type event, as long as the weather cooperates. So I'm going to say Bull Bleep because I don't think it's a prerequisite to winning. They're entirely different races, not only different courses and just different vibes about the two races. So I'll say Bull Bleep on that. But, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Jake, there's no reason for me to think that it's not going to be Palo again.
Yeah, that's fair.
I understand it's the 500, right? And Lady Luck has to be on your side, but there's no reason for me to pick somebody else.
Anything can happen.
Thank you so much to our tremendous sponsors, Chateau Kitchens, for bringing you Bite or Bull Bleep, American Dairy Association Indiana, winnersdrinkmilk.com, our friends at Chili Water Brewing, and Hoagies and Hops, the tap room.
Welcome
and
aboard to the Alley Cats. Thrilled to have you.
42nd and Boulevard. Indy Alley Cats for jumping aboard as well. And
great
of course,
family fun there.
Our presenting sponsors, Bailey and Wood Financial Group. You can go get a mortgage and then go here to Hoagies and Hops and eat some hoagies. For our entire ISC crew, including Vince, who's super excited about Lexi Hull being back, Brant, Jordan, Ray, Keith, Jake, I'm Derek. We'll see you next time right here on Corey and Schultz.
At an Indiana dairy farm, long workdays stretch into more labor after sunset. A newborn calf needs watching. Barn needs cleaning. Tractor needs some handiwork for tomorrow's tasks. Just like in your own home, the day's chores are never done until the family beds down for the night. Dairy farmers and their families share the same dream with all of us, that what we all do is worthwhile. Bringing to market pure, safe, and healthy dairy foods is what they do, from Indiana's dairy families to ours every single day. Learn more at winnersdrinkmilk.com.